Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Make sure you read what's on the screen before we hop on the charts. Trading is very risky. Most traders lose money. If you trade, you're probably going to lose all your money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. I'm just an idiot here on YouTube yapping about trading for entertainment purposes only. No suggestions or recommendations of any kind. Do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top 1 Futures and code RDF. Now let's hop onto the charts, take a look at what we got going on. We have 350K straight to funded, instant funded accounts with Top 1 Futures loaded up right here, right now. Looks like we set our overnight low right here. Looking at the 1 minute chart, I will zoom out with you guys. But as I was talking about yesterday, we're getting more zoomed in. We're on the 1 minute chart. We're looking for some nice scalpy style trades, a little bit more reversion style, a little bit counter trend. But we're pushing right back off to VWAP. That looks pretty clean off the open. But let's hop out to the daily. Just want to double check that everything looks kosher on the stream. Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. What's up, guys? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back. Let me just make sure this looks good. Whoa, there we go. What's up, OBS? Don't do that to me. Hang on, hang on. The market makers, they're coming for my stream, guys. They don't want me to give out all of this information. We're good. We're good. Okay, we look good. All right. Let's take a look at the daily real quick. It is 9:33 a.m. Eastern. Markets are open. No crazy news today. No red folder news today at all. But we are going to take a look at the daily chart. Kind of just following this uptrend, right? Continuing to push off of these lows here. We had a really, really nice bullish move on Friday. Yesterday, kind of choppy back and forth. Pushing up and then selling back off. Today, obviously, you can see we've sold off in the overnight session. We've been pushing lower, putting overnight low, really through pre-market all the way into this open here. So I'm interested to see where we go from here. Looks like we want to pull back up towards VWAP right now. To the downside, coming to check back out prior week volume point of control, somewhere into this area of high volume, back down to the 5550s. I think that would be pretty far of a move today. But I do have a zone marked down below price, down below this overnight low level that would be hit first, and that's right around the 5590s. That's kind of the middle area of that zone. I'll show you guys on the 15-minute. But so far, the open, is looking very weak, right? Decently far below, I shouldn't say the open, but ahead of the open, below VWAP all night. London and Asia selling off, right? Down below yesterday's low pretty quickly. Continuing to the downside all the way up into the open, up until right here, right now, where we have since started to pop right back up towards VWAP. Finding some support right down around this level of consolidation. Not like anything crazy there, but I could see us finding a little bit just at the top area of this consolidation. We continue to sell off. Again, I'm going to be looking at the 1 minute, but just higher time frame zones. If we continue to sell off, I'm looking all the way down to these 5590s. I think that would be the next area. Why? Volume profile, area of high volume, really just coming off of this right here. Very simple. Down below that would be all the way down to prior week point of control. To the upside, coming to check out, yesterday's low, prior week value area high. I think that's pretty easy up above VWAP. But so far, opening up to the upside after really selling off through the overnight session, Asia, London. So it's going to be a little bit interesting. I could see a retest and then a continuation lower if we actually are going to form a nice bearish candle, pulling back off and really cleaning out everybody long before we potentially move higher could be in store. So I could see a move back down towards these 5590s. If not, we just want to put this low in here and start to drift higher, flip this candle, turn into a really, really nice long way to the downside, badass bullish candle. I could see it. Gun to my head, do I think we're going to have a huge move today? No. Why not? We have FOMC tomorrow. We have a no news Tuesday here. Literally no orange folder, red folder news, no high impact or medium impact news. And we are ahead of a rather large data release, right? FOMC is traditionally a pretty dang big market mover. What happens ahead of those? Oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes, we don't get a lot of movement. We just get a lot of chop, right? We just kind of get that choppy back and forth price action, not really big directional movement. Can it happen? Sure, absolutely. That's why I'm here trading with you guys. And, if we start to do that, I will look for it. But initially, ahead of FOMC, a really, really big data release, which is 2 p.m. tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and then 2:30 p.m. tomorrow is the press conference. Traditionally, it's a choppy day. It's a choppy, kind of range-bound, consolidating day. Is it always? No, absolutely not. We can break out and run. Anybody can say something about a tariff, and that could be the end of it. So 937 here. Watching this move back up towards VWAP. I want to see what happens to the upside. What's going on, guys? What's going on, chat? Good morning. Good morning. Getting that bread hairstyle. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Let's get this bread. Let's get this bread, guys. That's the game plan. Yeah, so to the upside, I want to see what happens. I want to see what happens around VWAP. Maybe up towards the 40s. I could see that. Maybe below this area. This area of high volume, we start to crack above that, right where VWAP is. Testing the 35s, 40s. I could see potentially a really aggressive short back down to this area of high volume, right? This is a pretty clear-cut area of high volume here, right? Tested multiple times on low time frame as support resistance. We're back and forth. No big surprise. We stopped right here on a dime and since turned. So if we kind of extended this to the upside, I'm just kind of mapping out some initial trades here. If we extended this to the upside, again, playing off of some of that, just a little bit of that bias that we maybe are going to chop a bit, I could see a short back down to this area. Not something that I would want to hold all day, but I could see that for an initial play. Maybe getting short aggressively as we start to crack above VWAP, counter to the initial movement, looking for at least a retrace back down to this area. So that would be trade number one. Short from around. I'd want to wait to get like a little bit more aggressive on it. I'd want to wait for like the 38s, I think. Maybe even a little bit higher, like not taking it right off of VWAP. Oftentimes we don't just respect it right on the dime. Back down to this level would also just give me a way to structure risk, right? Because if I'm only looking for a movement, maybe back down to where we just paused and are pushing off from right now, I need my entry to be fairly high, right? Otherwise, I'm just not able to even grab a 1-to-1 with like 10 points of risk. Conversely, to the downside, I don't know that I want to be jumping in long and fighting this movement. I like the short better because we're below VWAP. We are following off of this trend to the downside from the overnight session, so I don't mind taking that. So let's see what happens up here around VWAP. But appreciate you guys being on here. As always, smash like, smash subscribe. We are here with Top 1 Futures on the Project X platform. If you want to check that out, feel free. Hit the link in the chat, in the description, in the bio, everywhere. Code RDF. The 55% off deal is running, I think, until the end of this week, man. Only got a few more days for that. I think I read May 9th. 55% off and anytime payouts. So pretty solid opportunity on that one. Again, I'm biased. Can't stand to be unbiased. If I am partnered and affiliated, it is important that I note that and stay transparent with you guys. Yeah, so tapped VWAP, turned on a dime. So let's say we pull all the way back down, which we are doing right now. And we kind of come all the way down here and then come all the way back up and hit this area. You're going to say, hey, Zach, why aren't you short here? Well, this was the move, right? We just are going to do it off of VWAP. I was waiting for this to be a little bit more aggressive. Two reasons. One, we oftentimes don't just respect VWAP to the tick the way that we just did right here. But mainly, if I'm going to target like just a middle ground of this area for, a pullback down and not all the way a huge sell-off, I can't enter right here. I'm looking to try to grab like a couple points. It's not enough, right? Not a good way to structure risk. So that's the thought process there. Didn't pull all the way back just yet. But let's see where we go from here. What's going on, guys? Done for the day, watching this community deal with the market this morning. Yeah, man. What's going on, guys? Good morning, good morning. Liquidity has entered the chat. I was the liquidity yesterday. Yeah, we don't want to be the liquidity, but it happens. Sometimes it happens, right? This is a zero-sum game. There's a buyer for every seller, and technically nobody's liquidity here on the sim environment, right? Even in funded prop accounts. But yeah, it does happen. Sometimes we are the exit liquidity or the entry liquidity. Yeah, so just watching this market start to push to the upside, kind of chopping here right below VWAP. If we start to reject really harshly to the downside from this area, I could see a really aggressive short, right? Like if we come back down through this area here, I could see a really aggressive short back down towards the lows. I don't know that I want to take it that directionally. It's just not that clean of a setup. I liked the really quick extension of the upside and pull back down where I don't have to be right that, hey, we're going to turn and break the lows and just continue lower. I just have to be right and say that we came up above this area of high volume. We're going to return to it really quickly. And unfortunately, we're doing that after just tapping VWAP. So a super aggressive entry right here. Really wouldn't provide that much opportunity, to be honest. We would just be a couple points down. So let's see what happens around VWAP. Right back up to VWAP. It's an interesting spot to trade from. Today, it's not so bad because we do have a way to structure risk, holding this structure to the downside. So I'm just going to have to wait and see on this one. Don't need to jump in, do anything too crazy, right? Wait for a setup. I still like it. We didn't pull all the way back down on this, really, and like clean out, maybe clean out longs and then continue. So I don't mind a crack up higher here. I would still look to take it aggressively short. Chopping right here around VWAP. Let's see what we get. Got some people talking about platforms freezing, but mine looks solid. If you guys are experiencing anything on Project X, let me know. But I'm here with you guys live. Refresh rate looks good. Everything looks good. No complaints on my end, but I see some people talking about platform freezing or something like that. I'm solid so far. Comparing against Bookmap over here on the right hand side, we look good. No issues. So I'll have to watch that. 9:45 a.m. Here we go. Closing the first 15-minute candle. Yeah, looks like it's going to respect VWAP, at least for now. Again, I'm going to fade this bad boy if we crack to the upside. Why? I like a movement above VWAP and then a continuation back to this area of high volume because we are trending to the downside, forming a nice daily candle to the downside, continuing this move. I think we could move lower. I wouldn't need it to move all the way lower. I would just be taking a real aggressive entry up here. Now, if we're just going to push all the way back up, check out prior day high, prior week value area low, this area up here before we move lower. I'd be wrong on that first trade. So be it. I'll take that quick L. Structuring these so I have multiple trades throughout the session. Probably going to give myself around 3. That's kind of the game plan as I'm zoomed in here. Again, if we start to sell off really aggressively, a sell off and then a push up is not going to be the trade. Ooh, look at that. There's the movement. Yeah, there's the movement off of VWAP, man. Aggressive. That looks like a comment from somebody though. Headline markets, like we talked about yesterday, we've been watching this happen almost every day. They haven't been as violent as some of the other stuff a couple weeks ago, but there you go. Really just 9:46 a.m. Pretty gnarly high volume candle. You can see the volume on that down here on the bottom. Really, really aggressive on Bookmap. Just a quick wick down. Let's see if we get continuation. If this is maybe going to be something underlying that's going to kick us to move to the downside, or if we're just going to retrace right back up on it. Yeah, that would have provided something to the downside on a VWAP move, but not exactly what I'm looking to take right off the open. A little bit higher up here would have played nicely back down to this area, but so far coming through that and headed to the downside. So this could get interesting quick, guys. We start to break this low. I could see a bounce one more time from down around this level, down around overnight low. I could definitely see a bounce back up before we move lower, but I don't know that I want to step in front of this, right? We could quickly start to sell off on this, in which case I'd want to be looking in that direction short. But yeah, I must have been a comment from somebody. I try not to stay up on the fundamentals. Doesn't really help me. You know, I'm never gonna be able to anticipate somebody saying tariff or whatever it is. But that's it looked like a quick, very, very quick movement. Answering some questions. Got some people asking about the giveaway. And I got somebody that wants to see some volume profile settings. We'll take a look at that in a minute, my man. Take a look at settings in just a minute, man. But I'm going to throw the link to the Discord because I see someone else asking about that. What's going on, guys? All the links are down below the video. But I will share the free Discord. I run a 100% free Discord community. Boom. It's through Whoop. You got to throw an email in there, but you guys can all hop in there. To the gentleman asking about the volume profile settings, hop in there as well. I'll share settings. I want to watch what starts to happen here. Are we going to sell off really aggressively? I'm tempted to play this back up, but I don't know. I think I'd really be stepping in front of it. Like I said, I like the sell for this reason. I had this initial read right, just didn't get the entry point that I was looking for. Up above VWAP a little bit higher, checking out this area of consolidation. Getting above this area of high volume for a movement back down in. We just respected VWAP really, really tightly, came to the top end of this area of high volume. You know, this area that had been tested multiple times, and that was a reaction right back down. So not exactly the same trade thesis. Man, I'm tempted on a buy, but this could be a really dicey one. I think we're gonna bounce. I think we're gonna bounce one more time off of these lows. This could just be a really dicey move to step in front of a train here. We don't have a lot of liquidity. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, I wouldn't do it until 5,600. 5,600 is too close. Big round psychological number all the way down here. We have some liquidity building on that. I don't have a way to get short on this, if you can't tell why. You know, no good way to structure risk on this outside of just taking a breakout to the downside with a stop way above this area. No good way to structure risk on this, right? We just started to knife down. And with this more zoomed in aggressive management style that I'm going to trade here with you guys, got to enter aggressively. Yeah, there we go. There's the break to the downside. I'm not going to step in front of this. 5,600 has a lot on the book, so I could see a really aggressive buy as an initial trade, but obviously this was something underlying, right? That started to kick the market lower. Follow through right after that. We have volume to the downside. This would be a very counter play, but I would see it as a liquidity fill and then a bounce. There's really not much at all down below the 5600s until we get all the way down, all the way down. There's a huge stack down at 5520. I'll show you guys bookmap in a little bit. Yeah, 605 has quite a bit, about 165 on the book, and 5600 is being overlapped by the algos right now. You can see it on bookmap, but they got quite a bit down there as well. If we knifed down to that area, I might try a very aggressive buy. Would be one contract, 10 points of risk. That's what I'd be looking at first. If we cracked below the 5600 level right down here. Again, creating some simple if-then statements. A lot of liquidity sitting on the book right here. Thesis that we come down here, fill this liquidity really aggressively, and we find buyers, as we have quite a large number of buy orders on the book. We reject because we don't have a lot that would fuel this to the downside, where we have a whole bunch of liquidity. Right now we have it at 605 first. So I do think we are likely to come through 605 and then get to 600 if this continues. Again, conversely, what would negate this trade? Just kind of mapping it out with you guys because this happens pretty quick. So I do have to be kind of locked in as I'm looking to trade this. If we pulled one of these, I'm not getting long here. Why? Well, we've got beautiful downtrend structure, breaking and retesting, breaking and retesting. If that happens, I think we are much more likely to continue. I wouldn't have caught it right here for the bounce back up first, right? So that's the thought process. But so far, I'm looking at something along these lines to potentially happen, right? Do I think we're going to continue through the moon here? Don't know. Don't need to know, right? That's not the thesis. But I think we're going to bounce from somewhere around this area, right? That's why we structure our risk and we don't have an entry with a one-tick stop loss. But around this area, a fill of these orders, I could see a serious bounce before we crack, maybe 10 points lower and just rip everybody's face off to the downside. Can that happen? Yeah, we are aggressively selling off, putting session lows in. There's a decent amount of volume behind it, but that's what I'm looking at for a first movement. Otherwise, I'd be waiting for a retest and then continuation lower, and I'd be looking to take it short into these levels. But I have zero way to structure risk on this, right? Just not a good spot to get short, in my humble opinion. Stop loss would have to go all the way up above this session high, and that's just a wide movement. Not exactly what I'm looking for. So let's see what the market has for me today. Are we going to get one more crack lower? We're going to find some support here. Finding buyers right here at the 608s. 609s, we're above this 605 level. Definitely would not look for a pop right above these. Let's see what we get. I think we try these 600s pretty aggressively. That's my thought process. Show you guys what I'm looking at on Bookmap real quick. This is Bookmap, my favorite order flow tool. If you guys want to check this out, this is a paid order flow software. I'm partnered, affiliated with Bookmap. Important to note that. Here's what I'm looking at. Quite a large stack of liquidity at both of these levels. This is overlapped by this algorithmic crap. There's settings to take it off. I prefer not to, but as you can see before that got down there, there was quite a bit on the book. Big round psychological number. right? Lines up with that. It's really one of the only other reasons I would want to try a really aggressive buy off that level. Just for a quick bounce. It wouldn't be something I would want to hold on to for forever. And like I talked about, I'd manage it very, very aggressively. Working on testing a new trade management style, which is very, very aggressively trailing stops into profit after working with some badass traders over the past week, I should say. Yeah, bounce back up so far. Man, this is going to be interesting. Not getting my setup, man. Not getting my levels hit. Breaking retest of overnight low. Man, this could be setting up for a pretty clean short to the downside. So far weak, right? Opening up below VWAP. We pulled back up. Couldn't get above. Sellers took it lower. Cracked overnight low. Put lows of the session in. Pull back up just to retest this. There's a short play now that we got this level of structure, right? Where I was saying there was no real level of structure to structure risk on this. There's a short play as we come through the bottom of this low to the downside, anticipating this comes through the 5600s. Yeah, I'm going to wait on this, guys. I'm going to wait on this. I like it short, but I don't trust this level right here. Looks like we're going to pull back up on it right now. I don't trust really anything outside of a stop way out here, right? This is a big level down here. Looked like we were going to go tag it real quick, which is why I would want to aggressively get long on it just for a quick bounce. Didn't do that. Now we're pulling back up after not even filling the 605s where we got a couple hundred on the book. I think a pullback anywhere within this area could be fine for a continuation of the downside. So I'm not going to get short with this larger size and a tight stop loss. So it's just structural play. We're getting some direction, but got to wait for the right setup based on market structure. No way we came all the way back down. Dre, yeah, I don't know if you just hopped on. Yeah, pulled all the way up, came all the way down. We're gonna have to see where we go from here. This looks weak. Again, buying it off of a huge psychological number, not huge, but a big round psychological number where there's a lot of liquidity. That's kind of the only buy that I'd be looking for a quick bounce. Short was my initial thesis. I just didn't get the level that I wanted hit for that short. Right below VWAP, we technically didn't even tap it. If you look on the ES chart right here, it's just not enough to get me in. So, but that would have paid. This does look like a decent short opportunity after just retesting this overnight low. It's not like a beautiful level. There's just not a lot of volume there. There's way more up here and here. So I don't know. It would be pretty aggressive to the downside, right to the 5600s. It's not a terrible play, but it's not a beautiful one either. There we go. Looks like we're going to try it, man. Going to try it to the downside. Can we come through? Can we come through these lows and go and check out the 5600s? Yeah, this looks like a short play, guys. I'm not going to take this one. I'm just not going to take this one. I'd have to run it so damn tight, and I'd prefer not to take the quick stop. This looks good, like up to right here at this point. Right, we're starting to break to the downside. This would be a breakout trade. Simple break and retest. Stop loss above whatever recent level of structure forms. There's just a lot of liquidity down here, and I think it's going to dance. I think there's a lot of potential for it to dance around. I also just don't like this level. I don't like that where it retested. If we retested somewhere up here really aggressively and then harshly rejected, I would like to take it on the way down. So just a little bit of discretion, and I wouldn't be too happy if I got short here. I'd be getting stopped out right now. So a little bit of discretion coming into this one to say I'm not going to take that to the downside. Here we go. That would be a stop out. That would be a stop out right there. So on another day, this breaks, right? And there's nothing wrong with this trade, but just my subjective interpretation of this structure is that this is not a real big clean level that we retested. It's just overnight low, this area that we tapped. This is areas of high volume up here. I think these are much more likely to be tested before we continue potentially to sell off to this level of liquidity down below. So, you know, kept myself out of that one. But that's not a terrible directional trade. Following price action and market structure to the downside, just not clean enough of these levels being tested. So when that happens, I wait, right? I describe what I'm looking for. If we don't hit the level that I'm looking for up here, hit the level that I'm looking for down here, or retest the level that I'm looking for, I don't just hop into trades, you know, so. Yeah, 10 a.m. pulling back up. See, now we are retesting the 620s. We got some liquidity stacking up on the book all the way up back by the 630s. That's interesting. Got 250 on the book up at 630. Now, this could be the retest of a level of volume that's decent looking, like right here, right now, for continuation lower. That would have been nice to get on this first round and then an immediate rejection. But this doesn't look bad from up here. What's going to keep me out? I got a lot of conflicting crap today. That doesn't look good. 630s to the upside, 263 on the book. Really the equivalent of what's all the way down here at the 600s. So somebody's looking for to get filled on sells up here. We got some stacking up right here outside of the algorithmic crap. It's not nothing that's coming up above price. So I'm going to sit patient on this for the moment, guys. Rejection off of these lows. Let's see. U.S. Treasury Secretary testifies. Yep. We got somebody testifying. What's up? What's going on, guys? Notice you're live. Yeah, man. Buying 3 new 150K accounts. Let's go. Let's go, man. You know what code to use, right? Remember, guys, I can't be unbiased. I stand to make money. I'm partnered. I'm affiliated proudly with companies that I enjoy working with and utilizing myself. But it's important to note. 55% off anytime payouts. That's the deal right now with Top 1 Futures. Pretty solid. I think it's until May 9th. So, yeah, man, we're going to pull back up on this bad boy, huh? Coming down. Someone says coming down. Use code RDF. Appreciate you. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. That's awesome. Yeah, this one's interesting, guys. This is interesting. And again, we might fulfill that prophecy of another choppy day ahead of FOMC, right? We have FOMC rate tomorrow and Jerome Powell speaking. Yeah, there we go. So selling off these lows would have sucked, right? That would have been a definite stop out for me, unless, again, you were structuring it way out here. I could see the pullback to this level and then a continuation lower. I'm tempted on it short from up here. What's really keeping me out of this one? Boatload of liquidity up at 630. Somebody or multiple market participants are anticipating a movement up to 630. That's a lot of liquidity. I'm utilizing liquidity as a target down here. I don't know that I want to trade against it and place a stop loss, at that level. I don't, in fact. So I'm going to have to wait to see what happens up around this level. If we reach this, I could see an opportunity for another short based on price action that forms around this level, or potentially even the potentially even, the sweep above these highs again. I'm looking to play off the extremes. I'm just not getting my extremes hit, right? Like this was my, idea for a buy. This was my idea for a sell. Market just didn't reach, right? If I hop in every day, 10 points above or below the area that I actually want to enter, I'm FOMOing in. So gotta wait to see what we get, man. Could be a rejection from this area right here. Kind of this middle ground. But so far, I think we're going to the 630s. Unless we start to really aggressively sell off, in which case I'm thinking we're coming through the 605s and the 5600s. And a trade with a stop right above this level could be in store. Unless we start to do that pretty quickly right here, which we might. This might be the rejection to the downside right here. Why is there got to be 300 on the book up here, man? On another day without this liquidity up here, I'm looking short now. That just sucks to place a stop loss at a level of 300 orders on the book sell side. It's just not a great spot to have a stop loss right around VWAP. This structure, man. This structure. This looks like we could reject here. I could absolutely see a movement down pretty quickly. That's a wick getting filled to the upside right here. But I'm not gonna jump into this just yet. Let's see. These orders gonna stay on the book, or are they gonna get ripped? Trading 620s. Volume starting to die down on this move to the upside. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the short on this one, guys. I'm gonna wait for the short all the way back up around these highs, the 630s. Yeah, there we go. Yep. I'm going to look short around 630. We might not grab that, right? We didn't grab this down here. We got liquidity up here at the 630, right at VWAP. Really right next to VWAP. I'm going to be looking short. Yeah, up around that level. I'd like to see even a crack above, just a peak up above the session highs. That would be a really nice sweep up above this level for everybody that got short down here. So that's probably going to be my entry point, somewhere into these 35s to look for an aggressive short. We could still reject here harshly. We could reject right off of this area of high volume harshly. This area that we're coming in to test right now, right? This level of structure. Multiple times we found buyers down here in the overnight session and bounced. Could see it from down there, but I'm going to set my levels here and look to enter aggressively off of them. But so far pushing back up towards VWAP. Choppy, right? Pushing up at the open, testing VWAP, coming back down, breaking the lows, no continuation. Coming all the way back up now, 18 points off the lows. Looking like we want to head toward the highs of session, back to VWAP. So still holding structure to the downside. If we turned right here, right, all the way back down, this would look nice and clean. Lower lows, lower highs. But overall, pretty choppy. You know, chopping down here around these 600s to 630s. So again, I'm going to look to play this aggressively short, feeding off of this structure to the downside. I'd be waiting for a decent push through these 630s and potentially into the 635s before looking aggressively short on it. That's my thought process. But appreciate you guys hopping on, man. No trades yet. Waiting for the market to give me something. excuse me, was ready a handful of times. Was ready for shorts, ready for longs. Not setting up for me. I'll sit patient. Sit patient until it does. There's nothing worse than putting a trade on before your level gets hit. You get stopped out, your level gets hit, and the initial trade idea plays out. For me, that's one of the most frustrating mistakes that I can make. So I really, really don't like that. The second would be hesitating right at a perfect level, at a perfect entry, where everything says, hey, lined up, but for some reason you're just feeling fear, greed, just kind of not really accepting the randomness on the short term, and you don't put it on, and then you watch it play out beautifully. That's probably second. But worse than that would be like a FOMO in, stop out, and then your original area is hit and respected perfectly. So here we go to the 630s. Let's see what happens up here. Again, I'd be looking for the 635s up towards this level, sweeping above this area by a few points to get hit. There we go. Trading out liquidity at 630. Not a whole lot. Ooh. Moved it around a little bit. Let's see what happens up here. So it looks like about a minute and a half before we hit that level, some of those orders started to get pulled. Some stayed on, but just not as much as were initially on. Let's see if that level is actually respected. We now have 280 on the book. I'll show you what this looks like, guys, since I'm sitting waiting anyway. This was on the book at 6:30. That came on right about 10 o'clock. You can see it actually got pulled right here. Some of it stayed on the book, but now it looks like these that were here moved up to 640. This could just be some spoofing. This could just be BS. Tricky, though. Tricky movement out of bookmap today. Again, I'm going to look at the 635, same level that I'm looking at. Crack up above that. Now we have 640. Continuing to utilize order flow. I might be inclined to wait for that area, but we could reject from up here pretty harshly. We're right at VWAP again. We respected it the first time around. We could reject pretty nicely off of this level. Let's see. Opening high looks good for sell orders. Yep. This seems like bullish price action. Grab the low, and then low to then reach prior high. Yep. That's what's happening right now. I do not play golf. Man. I'm a trash golfer. I did not hang around last weekend when most of the boys are playing golf. I'll tell you guys what I do and what I don't do, and I don't play golf. I'll hit some golf balls, have some fun, but you probably would not want to be waiting around for me on a golf course. Gold has been trading opposite, and it's showing more bullish in my eyes. Nice. Yeah, so let's see what happens. Let's see what happens off of these 630s. No magic with these levels. Again, I'm waiting for levels past these to be hit. The 35s, 40s right now is what I'm looking at, but a lot of respect to VWAP. You could see out of the very minimal tools I have on my chart, maybe you could see why I like VWAP as one of them. It's not always respected this way. Oftentimes we blast right through it. Oftentimes, it just looks like it's not even there. But enough times, what's happening today happens, right? It's respected pretty cleanly. Now we come through this to the upside. That's going to be a pretty big bullish move. I could still see a short, again, back down to this area of volume. But if we do start to crack above, it could be a fairly quick movement towards prior day low.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch this one, guys. We're going to have to watch this one. Still looking short. Again, I'm going to be waiting for the 35s to 40. I'm going to watch Bookmap on the right-hand side and take a look at what happens as we start to head towards the 40s. Those orders were pulled last time, so that could just be some spoofing, right? Manipulation that happens within the markets. Anybody's able to put, well, technically some of it's illegal, but anybody's able to put orders on and pull them off at whatever point they want. So here we go. Continuing the upside. Let us see. Let us see. I'm glad I'm not dealing with this. Now we're back up. Yeah, man, all the way back up. Yeah, this is choppy, guys, right? Objectively, like this is where's our New York Open, right? This is choppy. This is choppy. Here's what we got for our range so far. That's that can be a little bit difficult to deal with, okay? That's really back and forth price action, right? I wouldn't say this is so choppy because it's not like barcoding on the 1 minute, but if you go to a higher time frame, I'm sure it is. This is pretty damn choppy, man. This is pretty damn choppy. So I'd be cautious. Again, the way I'm looking to play this is cautiously from the extremes, entering aggressively. But this could be a difficult day to work with. Again, pre-FOMC, right? Go right back to the beginning of the session. What was my comment for potential movement? We are before a major red folder news event with no news today. Oftentimes what happens is we just get that consolidation. We kind of get not a lot going on in anticipation for a lot to go on the next day when we actually have a lot of fundamental information to start to move on. Do I completely trade off of that? No, right? Do I not trade or a certain day, no news Monday or whatever? Okay, here we go. Push to the upside. As I'm yapping, I'm looking at the 640s to be hit, guys. 272 on the book up there. I'm going to look for an aggressive short if we crack the 640. Not something that I'm going to hold all day. I'd be happy with something like a 10-point move back down to the downside. I would run it just with a 10-point stop, and I would aggressively manage it into profit, just to talk about my trades before I put them on with you guys. So that's what I'm looking at. 635, so a sweep above here. But again, I'm entering really aggressively, so I do really have to wait or miss the move if I want these really aggressive entries. But here we go, sweep right above. This might be all that it is. 35, and then we get a quick pull back down towards these lows right here, maybe before continuing up, maybe before selling back off, and we just form a ridiculously back and forth choppy day. But I'm looking at this move to 640 for a short entry. Thesis would be we're filling liquidity, same kind of thesis down here. We're filling liquidity up here. Let me get rid of this. And we are potentially going to revert back down to this area of high volume, maybe before continuing higher. Kind of choppy, not a lot of direction out of this. So let's see what we get. There we go. Coming through the 36s pretty quickly. Let's see. Looking for a short up here. Watching bookmap over on the right-hand side. And I know my music died, but in the interest of staying focused and locking in, we're going to wait on this one. Wait. Start to pull back, I'll get some music back on. Here we go. Let's see if we crack through this really aggressively. I'm in short, guys. This could be a really aggressive stop out. This could be a very quick stop out. I'm looking for this to react off of these 40s here. I'm not waiting for any price action to the downside. I'm looking for a reversion back down to this level here. Going to go with a 10-point stop, one ES contract. I was going to say one MES contract. One ES contract, waited for levels up here to be hit multiple times. I'm looking for a strong rejection off of these 640s for a move to the downside. If we start to sell back off, I'm going to aggressively trail this into profit. If we're going to continue really aggressively upside, I think we're hitting this prior day low level and then coming higher. So I'm happy with a stop loss right up here. The thesis is we reject, right? And if we don't reject off this level, my level doesn't hold. This market doesn't care about sell orders up here, and we start to really aggressively push to the upside. That's cool. I take my quick stop and move on to the next trade. So If we start to sell back off down to around this level of structure, this level of high volume, back down around this level where we're hanging out first, I'd be looking to take profit. But I'm looking aggressively short on this for a continuation of this choppy back and forth rangy movement. We'll see. We had some sellers step in there for a split second, put that high wick in. Buyers taking it right back up, trade around these 40s. We could be headed right to that 650 level, which is another round number. Not a whole lot on the book up there. Again, this level of structure, this level of liquidity at 640 was the last big level. It's not super thin to the upside, but the last big level that we had. Nice extension above VWAP. I love a return back down to that kind of mean area. And again, this temporary volume point of control here on the 1 minute. But I'm stepping in front of some real bullish price action here, right? So I got to recognize that plenty of times I'm just going to have a stop run, very quickly. Low risk for me, $500, nothing crazy, right? Can go back and forth with that $500 level quite a few times and really not have to sweat it in this account. But we'll see what the market's got for me today. Yeah, not finding sellers so far. Not a ton of volume behind this. That initial pop right here there was through VWAP. You could see that's where those orders filled, right? A lot of volume traded at that 640 level. No big surprise. That's the third highest volume right there. And a little bit of a decision-making point now, right? Are we going to continue higher like we're trying to do right here, go blast through the 650s? I think we're going to be bullish. I think we might flip this into a pretty strong day and maybe come all the way back up to these 70s, right? Back up above this level. Conversely, if we come back down, I'm at least looking for, back down towards this VWAP level, maybe a little bit further down. But first trade of the day, short, 640 on the nose. Actually got the fill right at 640. Not getting a lot of rejection here. Stop at 650, 10 point. Yeah, we got some stacking up at 650. Looks like we want to go and run it. Let's see what the market's got for me today, boys and girls. And let's get some music back on. What's going on? What's going on, chat? What's going on? Somebody currently negotiating, and we're talking fundamentals in the chat. Jose, what's going on? Looking to get that bread. This man is trading in the game. Give my boy those likes. I think we test London Open and call it a day. Yeah, possibly. Possibly, Bob. But yeah, man, smash like, smash subscribe. I'm here with you guys almost every damn day. If you're new here, my name's Zach. I trade live here on YouTube almost every day. I run a free Discord community. I'm more than happy to have you here with me, have you in Discord. Some things you should know about me, right? Kind of who I am and who I think I am, who I don't think I am. I don't think I'm the best trader in the world. I don't have all the magic answers. I don't have a magic strategy for you that I can sell you that's going to make you magically profitable. I don't have all the biggest payouts. I'm not on the leaderboards. But I do have 6 years in the markets here. I've been taking payouts. I just took another one from Top Step last week, and I'm happy to show you what real trading looks like for me. Wins, maybe losses. We don't know. We're going to let this one play out. Run-ups, payouts, and lost accounts, right? Everything in between. And if you find value out of that, that makes me happy. Along with that, I am partnered and affiliated with a bunch of solid companies like Top 1 Futures right here. I can't stand to be unbiased because I stand to make money from them. You want to support me, you want to support the channel, you want to support yourself, and you make your own decision and say, that's a good opportunity for me. I like that for myself. Feel free, use the code, use the link, help your boy out, support the channel. You don't have to do anything. I'm going to be here every day. You can come and hang out, and maybe you'll win an account. We talked about some giveaways. Will there be one coming up here today in a little bit? I don't know. Maybe there will. We're not sure. If you're hanging out for the giveaway, which I haven't talked about, first off, smash like, because you know we got to get the like counts up. I need at least as many likes as concurrent viewers. That's rule number 1. You got to be on here for it. I drop a form, no purchase necessary, simple contact information, and you get a chance to win a straight to funded account. No evaluation, no additional fee you have to pay, nothing like that. Super psyched. I'm grateful Top One is supporting it like that. Making it fun to give these accounts away on the live sessions, helping out with that. So, and happy to give back to you guys, man. So, smash the like button. I see 50 people on here right now as I'm in this trade. Taking some drawdown. This looks like it could be a quick pop to 650 unless we start to survive this initial move. Can we get a break back down towards VWAP? Maybe. If we do, guys, like I talked about on these really aggressive entries, larger size, tighter stop, I'm going to manage this. I'm testing a much more aggressive entry style after working with one of the best, in my humble opinion, and just based on the objective stats, one of the best prop traders in the game over the past week and weekend, watching this trade management style that I've really tried to wrap my head around for a long period of time, but struggled to make work. It lines up with this Mark Douglas philosophy of, having a systematic way to capitalize on when the market makes money available to you. Going back through Trading the Zone again, because I just love that book. And I would love to have that. So we'll see. We'll see if we get a move back down to this area of high volume. This is what I would be looking at to the downside, something around this level, right? A retest of VWAP. I don't know that we get it, though. We really didn't find massive amount of sellers right here. We rejected after cracking up through the 45s. We do have liquidity building at the 650s. This could be a run up to the 650s before we reject. Didn't have that. I was playing off of the 640s. If you guys just take a look at why my entry was so aggressive. I was debating it, taking it up here around the 30s, the 35s to 40s. We had this come up on the book really aggressively. That was my aggressive sell, anticipating these sell orders step in, and we revert back down to the mean. Potential, right? Temporary mean, because saying mean is not a really good objective way to do it. But back down to the current volume-weighted average price, this temporary volume point of control, this area of high volume. Even if we're going to move higher, I think we're in for a somewhat of a pullback. Do we have to? No, we could just knife higher and not really come more than a couple points off the highs and just continue running the upside by 100 points without ever pulling back. We just knife higher. But that's my trade. That's my first trade of the day. Not a whole lot of risk, $500, right? I talk about that. We got $6,000 worth of risk to work with in these 150K accounts. A lot of guys taking on a whole lot more than $500 risk per trade. But for these, right around that level would be on the high end because I want to give myself more than one trade trading this way. It's a little bit more aggressive. Finding some support. We're going to watch. We're going to watch to see if we can get this thing moving to the downside. That's going to be either a quick stop, and I think at this point, if we pull back down here and we can't find sellers, we crack these highs, come through the 50s. One of two things: the frustrating tap of these levels, and then the aggressive rejection or the move higher. I don't mind this for an invalidation point. I think if we hit the 650s, we're going to continue higher. There's a little bit more on the book up there than I'd like to see. So if we come into that, I do think we are continuing up towards those 660s. Conversely, we come back down through this low. My entry is at a decent spot to watch this thing crack to the downside, but buyers coming in, not allowing this thing to be moved lower. Man, even volume was looking okay on this one. Volume was looking okay. Cumulative volume delta, which I've started to pay a little bit more attention to on Bookmap, was starting to look okay. We even have 150 on the book down at the 26 level, all the way down through VWAP. Man, yeah, not bad. I like this trade. I'm totally cool with this one. This is going to be a good win or a good loss. Again, same game plan, and I kind of repeat myself here just because it's not as common as just leaving my trade alone and going to hang out and grab water the way I've done in the past. I'm going to aggressively manage it if we move into profit. we don't just come and stop me out by dragging stop loss into profit quickly. I would expect a quick move back down to this level. If we don't get that, obviously I'm just not on the right side of this one. But if you're on here with me, man, I appreciate you being here. Smash like, smash subscribe. If you're new, smash subscribe so you can hang out and chat with me next time around. Watching this thing dance around up here. Yeah, this could be dicey. This could be dicey, boys and girls. But remember that Mark Douglas quote. Yeah, I've read that book, Trading the Zone book. Like, I've listened to it because I'm not reading it. I'm listening to it over and over again, probably 5 or 6 times. I talk about it, and every time I go to start another one, I think, man, like, what's the best book that I could be listening to, right? Like, what's gonna help me out the most right here, right now? And I come back to that one all the time. So I'm listening to it again, and the stuff that sticks with me the most, and I posted it some in the Discord. If you guys are in the Discord, you saw some of the quotes. The stuff that sticks with me the most is the accepting the randomness of the market on the short term. If you can accept the randomness of the market on the short term and learn to work within this really, really difficult to understand and work with paradox of, we have consistency on the long term, we have patterns and things that repeat themselves that we can work with in the long term, but on the short term, on the next individual coin flip, we don't know what's going to happen. If you can wrap your mind around that, it really starts to make trading a lot easier. It makes you a better trader because you can focus on just objectively executing based on what's happening on the chart, not trying to predict what's going to happen next or wait till you have some impossible certainty in the market to grab. It can be really powerful, really powerful. So reflecting on that one this morning, right before I started trading. And what I have to remember as I'm trading with you guys here, I'd like to be able to hop on and grab wins right off the rip. But I'm not going to know what happens next, right? I'm never going to be able to know what happens next with 100-degree certainty, 100% certainty. If I did, I'd remortgage my house and put every dollar that I have on the next trade. But unfortunately, like this one, looks like we might be going to grab those 650s. Last ditch is we don't push it, but 200 on the book up there. It looks like it is staying. That's some liquidity that's pretty damn close that I think at this point is unlikely to not get hit before we reject. Wouldn't be the first time that I've seen it. The orders at 627 are now off the book. That's not great for my short to the downside. Here we go. Looks like it's going to be a nice fun stop. But again, still a chance for it to reject up here really aggressively. Going to trust the stop, 10 points. Not allowing a whole bunch of breathing room on this one. But there we go through it. 502 across 3 accounts on this one. Cracking all the way up to value area high. Not a whole lot on the book above that level. Let's see if we get a gnarly rejection off of the 650s. Decent level. I'm really not willing to put on more risk and widen out a stop. Certainly not after entering. But we'll see what we get here. We'll see if we get continuation or if this is going to be the tough one to watch that I had to read right. Just entry and risk were not wide enough to let the thing breathe. Rejection 5-6 points immediately off the 650s, off of value area low. Did not want to respect the 640s. Let's see if it respects the 650s. Yeah, this could be a frustrating one to watch, but that's part of it, man. Part of the game. But since you guys are on here hanging out, we got 40 people on here, 27 likes. We got 42 people on here. You guys know what time it is? Giveaway time. Giveaway time. If we get to, we got 45 people. I need 45 likes and we will give away a straight to funded 50K account with Top 1 futures. Smash the like button, guys. It's a giveaway day. It's giveaway time. 45 likes on this stream. A form is going to drop. You fill the form out. No purchase necessary. You got a shot to win a $50K straight to funded, instant funded, no evaluation, no paying for an activation fee, none of that stuff. You're funded, ready to trade for tomorrow. 45 likes, guys. That's the game plan. I'm going to get the link ready to roll. And you guys smash the like button. Someone's going to win a funded account. These are about, I think, 250, 280 bucks a piece right now with the best deal. If you didn't have any deal, they're way more than that. But happy to be getting support from Top 1 Futures. Here's what we're looking at. If you want to use code RDF, 55% off and free anytime payouts. But as I'm getting this ready, I'm going to leave that up. Again, I'm going to repeat this like 47 times because people hop on and off and go, what? When's the giveaway? Smash the like button, guys. We need to get up to 45, and I'm dropping the form, and then you guys will have 10 minutes. 10 minutes to fill the form out. Simple information, name, email, Discord username, and YouTube username. Don't spam the form. If you fill it out more than one time, you're not going to win. I will intentionally not pick you. One entry per person. Got to be on the live to do it. If you spam the form, you're going to ruin it for yourself and everybody else. So don't ruin the fun. Don't be that guy. All right, form's ready to roll. Let's see, let's see. Let's go, guys. 41 likes. We got to get to 45. Smash the like button. I see somebody smashing the heart button in the chat. Form is going to drop at 45 likes. There we go. Climbing slowly. You guys will have 10 minutes. I will pin it. There we go. Only a couple more likes, guys. I'll pin it in the chat. Fill the form out. I'll give you guys 10 minutes from when I drop it to get this thing filled out. But even if you don't win, feel free to check out Top 1 Futures. Remember, I'm affiliated. I'm partnered. I stand to make money from the links and the codes. It's important for me to tell you that. Make your own decisions. Do your own research. I think it is I'm incredibly bullish on this one. Incredible opportunity if you're looking for a straight to funded on Project X with very, very clear rules. Really solid, but what's obviously what I'm trading here with you guys right here, right now. Couple more likes, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Getting ready to do a giveaway, a straight to funded. Oh, look at this, man. Look at this. Yeah, prior week value area high. Respected that really cleanly. Prior day low. Again, my thesis was off these 640s, right? My thesis was off these 640s with this first L. We just didn't respect this right here. It was obviously an area that came into play, right? We didn't just blast on through it and continue up. We cracked above, came back down to test it again, found buyers, and then pushed off. A really wide stop. I saw somebody comment something, why don't you put the stop in a different spot? Just not my thesis, right? A really wide stop way above this area into the 660s, looking for a reversion, a move all the way back down. If that was your play, that's not my thesis, right? Mine was, even if we are going to continue to move higher, I think we fill these sell orders and we get a move back down to this area of high volume. So that's kind of the trade structure and thesis. But that was my stop. That sucks. But it's part of the game. Part of the game, right? But I like that trade. I'm taking that one on majority of days. Aggressive long, aggressive short, off the extremes. We cracked above this area really, really nicely. Continued without pulling back down. Was looking for just a nice move back down towards VWAP. I think on another day that pays me really well, but not today. Had to take the stop. And again, I don't want to have a stop way, way up here because I think we continue, right? We really came all the way back up to the 50s. We're holding above VWAP really aggressively now without even coming back down to check it out. Difficult structure to work with, right? Pulling back up, cracking lows, blasting above the highs. A sweep down below this low for a long could have been a play as well. Didn't get my first initial setup, which was a crack higher on this move to the upside before a short. Had direction, just didn't have my level hit. Same to the downside. Didn't get these 5600s tested before a move back up. Had direction right, just didn't get the level hit. Up here, had my level hit, just was not respected. So, one trade, one L. We'll see what sets up next for me. But we're almost there, man. 44 likes. Yeah, man, smash the like button. You guys are almost there. There we go. Finally, 45. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Forms dropping. You guys will have 10 minutes to get this one filled out. Boom. This is a link to fill out a form. If you hopped on late to win a $50K straight to funded account from Top 1 Futures. I'm doing these giveaways on the lives only. Got to be here. Got to fill the form out. It's to support you guys that are on the live. Grateful for Top 1 Futures. Grateful for you guys being here. Get the form filled out. And yeah, you guys will have about 10 minutes. Let's give it to 10:52. Links going to end taking responses at 10:52. All right. Nice. I see responses rolling in. Cool. Nice. Looking good. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Very nice. Again, if you were just hopping on, link is in. The form is in the chat. Let me go ahead and I'll pin it to the top. Form is in the chat to fill out. Entry to win one $50K straight to funded with Top 1 Futures. No evaluation. Someone's getting funded right here, right now, or an additional account. Remember, guys, it's random. Don't fill it out more than one time. Only thing you will ensure is that I ban you from everything for spamming it and just making it more difficult for me and everybody else. Don't fill it out more than once. Don't fill it out with different names and emails. That's a bunch of BS. Put your username so I can reach out to you. Make sure you actually put the correct name. I've had people that have won stuff that I can never get a hold of because they just put down the wrong stuff. So put your good email and name, and you get a chance to win. Nice, man. Bunch of responses rolling in. We'll see if we can't get this one. I'll show you the graphic again. If you guys are hopping on, this link is in the chat as well. 55% off. Guys, this ends in a couple days. So remember, I'm biased. I stand to make money. Do your own research. Make your own decisions on this stuff. But this is not going to be around for forever. The 55% off and anytime payouts. If you are interested in Top 1 in an instant funded account, I wouldn't sleep on this. I would do your own research. I'd go to the main homepage. I would read through every single one of the frequently asked questions. I would reach out to their support to ask anything that I wasn't 100% sure on. I would do your own research, right? Make sure you make this decision for yourself. As always, look at the firm, the reliability, all that fun stuff. So I believe that's important. But if you guys want to check it out, there it is. Links in the chat. Let's see. Yeah, we're talking about, I saw that. Giveaways, streams, like the streams. Discretionary trade is difficult. I don't know how you do it. Real ones. Yeah, man. What I find, Ryan, is that, and based on my conversations, majority of traders, even if they think they are extremely mechanical and systematic, they are, in fact, discretionary traders. They're applying some discretion, some intuition. If you can't code your bot into if you can't code your strategy into a bot or an EA with 100% objective rules, then by definition, you are discretionary. You're applying your discretion. But some guys are much, much, much more mechanical than I am, and there's definitely a spectrum, for lack of a better term, of discretion. Hoping to win the giveaway. Yeah, man. Done. Good luck. Start with mechanical trading after a long time. You add some discretion after learning market behavior. No, you don't need to have a Top 1 account already to be eligible, Dre. Everybody's open for this one. You don't need to have a Top 1 account. You don't need to buy anything. Again, if you hopped on late, giveaway is happening right now. Can I get the other graphic? I don't even have the other graphic. There it is. Boom, there's the giveaway. Giveaway alert. We're giving away one, okay? It's 2 per week. Nobody freak out on me, okay? Just chill out. It's 2 per week right now. Different days, random times. You got to be on here, fill the form out. If you hopped on late, the form is pinned to the chat. Get it filled out. No purchase necessary. Somebody's about to win a $50K straight to funded account with Top 1 Futures. As we hang out and watch the market, yeah, consolidating up here, now pulling off to the side even more. Never came back down past my entry of the 640s after tapping it right here. Looks like we want to continue climbing higher. That's why I wouldn't have ran a really, really big stop. Obviously the 650s would have been a primo entry to at least try this thing. Let's see. Yeah, that would have actually generated a winning trade. It would have been really tightly managed as we came down into profit, and it would have been a small win. But right around that $500 level, nothing to sweat. Yeah, man, giving away 2 50K straight to fundeds a week on the live sessions every single week until they cut me off or tell me I can't do this anymore. That's what I'm going to do with you guys. We're giving away hundreds of dollars in prop firm accounts, right? Straight to funded, not evaluation, on the live every week. You got to be here on the live, and here's why it's so valuable. You got to be here. You got to be here to fill the form out. You got to smash the like button. You got to be subscribed, all that fun stuff. You don't have to buy anything, but you do have to be here, and it is random. I don't call it out. Sometimes I give you guys little hints for guys that are around or helping out with different stuff. If you're in the Discord, maybe you get a hint, but this is going to be every damn week, man. Random, right? So I'm not picking friends, not picking the buddies on this one. Random number generator. I take screenshots so you guys can go, oh, he's picking his friends. Wah. Nope. I take a screenshot of me doing it. So, but yeah, man. Definitely hop on the live sessions. I think you have a great chance to win because, as you can see, there's like 50 people on this live right now. I mean, like, obviously I'm biased, but if it was me, I would be on my live every day because you have a 1 in 50 times 2 times a week chance to win a 50K instant funded. Most guys used to hang out on streams where they would give away randomly, like, a reset. People probably remember those days where they were handing out resets like candy at a specific firm. You had to fill out a form for some of that. They had like bell to bell, which was you had to fill out like multiple forms. I would argue that this is probably the best chance that you have to win a straight to funded account. Again, humble biased opinion, but let's see. I have, how many people responded? 37. Right now, if you filled the form out, you have a 1 in 37 chance of winning a straight to funded account. Usually when I do them on Twitter, we have like 10,000 people that enter. Maybe you get a shot at that, but I'm just gonna sell it to you guys, right? Hop on the live streams. If not, no pressure, man. You don't have to do anything. Free means free. You don't have to hit like, subscribe. You don't have to fill out any forms. You don't have to buy anything, man. You can hop on, not hop on. You could say, I don't like that guy and his dumbass new haircut. I liked him better with long hair. Whatever it is. Let's see. Chat, thumbs up. Hell yeah, man. Again, if you're hopping on late, we are coming towards the end of the form. Form in the chat to win 50K. Let me try not to mess it up. 50K instant funded with top 1 futures. Somebody's getting funded right now. Get ready. Got about 3 minutes left, guys. Form is pinned to the chat. Don't spam it. Don't fill it out more than once. If you fill it out more than once, I'll make sure that I never pick you for anything. And if you spam it and I find that you're doing it with multiple emails or anything like that, not only are you, if you win, you won't be eligible because you'll have to talk to top 1 with a different email because this comes directly from top 1. I'll make sure you never win. You got a great chance to win. Don't ruin the fun for everybody. Somebody always ruins it. And I've been that guy before, but don't be that guy. What are your thoughts on NQ? NQ is pretty cool, man. Just a preference here on ES. NQ's sweet. It's very volatile, very wiki. I think it can work well with different trading styles, trading approaches. But preference. I don't think any one better than the next. But again, if you guys hopped on, I keep repeating it because I've watched so many people hop on and off that, I continue to repeat it. We are giving away a 50K account right now. I know this says 2. Don't freak out. Nobody sue me. 2 per week, right? So it's Tuesday. One's going to be today. If you hop on, you got more chances to win throughout the week. I've also done the straight cash giveaways just to do something else. Send you guys, send somebody a Venmo. But fill the form out. Link is in the chat. Form, no purchase necessary. Don't spam it. Email, name, Discord username, YouTube username. The link to join Discord is in there. Got to be able to get in touch with you after you win. And hop on the live sessions, man. Smash subscribe. Smash subscribe, smash like. Or don't, man. Just hang out and watch somebody else win, or say, I think that guy is not good and I'm going to fade him and make money. Ooh, looks like we're getting rejections off the 50s. Damn, man. Yep. I was just 10 points too aggressive on this one. This one would have paid. Looks like we're going to try to come back down and test this. We could just be sweeping lows one more time before a move to the upside. Yeah, we just couldn't respect the 40s. If you were on here earlier, took one trade short off the 40s. We had a nice level of liquidity up here. Couldn't respect it. Cracked up to the 50s, which was tested and respected very nicely up here. 10-point stop, 10-point take profit will be paying here pretty quickly. Would have been a winning trade here where I probably would have been stopped out before this move to the upside. So I'm not saying I would have grabbed a full take profit or a big, huge move back down on this one. Yeah, just a little bit aggressive. Again, I'm not randomly going to wait for these 650s on a day where there's a big stack of liquidity at the 40s. And I have a reason to believe we're going to reject and come back down and test VWAP. A little bit wider stop would have paid today, but got to trust my stops where they are. So coming up on that 10:53, almost 10 minutes, guys. I'm going to remind you a couple more times. Forms in the chat. Almost ready on locking this one up. I'll give you guys another minute from right now. Another minute from right now. Forms in the chat. We're giving away a straight to funded account. 50K with top 1 futures. I'm going to go grab some water. Give you guys a couple more seconds to fill it out. See you guys soon. Back in action with you guys, and we are getting ready to lock this form up and get this giveaway rolling. Now, hang tight with me. Let's get the market back up. Yeah, it looks like we want to crack to the downside, but I don't have another setup on this. That was my aggressive short play. No setup on this right off the bat. 655s. Yeah, need to grab the 650s after the 640s, and that was going to be the pullback point. Yeah, no real follow-up on this one. Gonna have to wait to see what happens from here. Looks strong. We could continue this move to the upside. I'm honestly not sold on it, but I'm not just gonna take the same trade again. So now we got through that. Let's get this giveaway rolling, boys and girls. All right, form is stopping accepting entries right now. Go ahead and adjust this. Boom. All right. We are done. Let's get this refreshed. See how many entries we got. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, everybody. We have nice 44 entries. Oh, getting bigger by the day, man. 44. You got a 1 in 44 chance to win this. Let's get the random number selector set up. Remember, guys, I do this completely random. I'll take screenshots after. I don't have a way to do it on stream just because I'm too dumb to figure out, or too lazy, I should say, to figure out a way to put everybody's names in something. But I don't want to dox anybody. I also don't want to dox anybody with their actual names or emails or anything else. So we've got random number generator set. We are selecting between, make sure it's correct because I got to make sure I select the right deal, 2 and 45. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. This is for 150K instant funded account with Top 1 Futures. The number we have, generate. Number 26. Let's see who we got for number 26. Luca. Luca for number 26. It is YouTube username Soles Ferrezo 1010. Congratulations, Luca. You just won a 150K, one single 50K instant funded Top 1 Futures account. I'll be kicking you a message in Discord, an email, something after the live. We'll get you set up. It will come straight from Top 1 Futures, straight to that email that you provided. Congratulations to everybody that didn't win. It ain't the last one that we're doing. It's not the last one that I'm doing this week on the live sessions with you guys right here. Like I said, random times, random days. Subscribe if you want the notifications when I'm going live. Hop in the Discord, 100% free Discord. Links in the bottom of this video, links in the chat, where I keep you guys updated when and where I'm doing giveaways like this. But congrats, Luca. You are number 26. You won. Let me go ahead and take some screenshots just so the sad boys don't yell at me. And when somebody complains, I go, here you go, dude. I don't know. Whatever. Boom. Screenshot. Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Let me make sure we get this. Congrats, Luca, man. Congrats. Yeah, man, chat. Congrats, guys. My name is also Luca. I had a heart attack. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Yeah, like I said, that's why I try to say, like, the YouTube user's name. Luca is the name. You didn't give me your full name, but that's all right. Soul less of zero. Oh, there we go. Soul less of zero. 1010. That's the YouTube username. Congrats, man. Hope you're still on and you heard your name being announced on that one. Be reaching out after, man. You'll be getting the account straight to your email from Top 1 Futures. Discord link. I see somebody asking for that again. Here it is, boys and girls. 100% free Discord community. Boom. No, not a VIP feeder program. I do yap about all the partners and affiliated stuff that I'm working with, but we'd be more than happy to have you guys in there as well. Got someone super hyped up on NQ long. Very nice. Very nice. Someone says they like the haircut. Appreciate you. Yeah, got a lot of good responses. Good odds, 50K, straight to funded. Yeah, man. Yep. Yeah, man, it's awesome. I love watching this grow every day. I got more and more people. Like almost every time I run this, I have the largest live session that I've had. Super grateful to be growing that fast and with this many people hopping on. It's awesome. I'm happy to have all of you guys here. Thanks for hopping on for sure. Thanks for being in the community. It would be super boring to do this stuff without anybody on here. So I'm grateful for you guys. And I hope you get some value out of my trading, my discussion of trading, wins, losses, right? The real stuff for me. And maybe you win something. Maybe you win a straight to funded account worth a few $100. So on that note, guys, looking at the market, I don't always wrap up at a specific time or anything like that. I wanted to see if we had some gnarly rejection out of this area. We didn't. We just came into consolidation up here. I took the stop at the top of this range. We didn't really continue. Didn't respect the 40s, although it's obviously a level that came into play multiple times. You could watch, how we've returned to that to trade a ton of volume here. I can feel comfortable that was an important level today. It was an area that we stopped on a dime first and started to reject from. Just didn't get the movement back down to the downside to this area of high volume. What was the temporary volume point of control right down here at VWAP that I was looking for in the trade. On another day, maybe I get that, but not today. Now, looking at this from a little bit higher time frame view, looking bullish, right? Swept down below these lows. Really strong movement to the upside. Again, was expecting some reaction from up in this level. That's why I got short. Didn't get that. We're just chopping here. We could continue to drift higher and really just flip this into a nice bullish day. But we are kind of chopping around this area, man. But buy down below this level would have been really sweet. But yeah, we're just kind of consolidating up here. I don't know that we get a ton of movement. Gun to my head, I think choppy range-bound movement for the rest of the day. Maybe coming to check out all the way back up into the 70s if we are going to continue this bullish movement. If we come back down, maybe just tapping VWAP and kind of hanging around this area of high volume. I don't know that we turn and sell off really aggressively or that we form a super strong bullish movement. I just don't know that we see that right before FOMC. But if buyers, stay in control here and continue to drive this thing higher, that's what we could be in store for. Again, I like to zoom out a little bit, look at the 15-minute when I'm going to speculate on that higher time frame. The 1 minute, not really giving me any other setup right here. Not looking to take it long out of this area of consolidation. Didn't get a pullback down to VWAP and then like a continuation to the upside. That would have been really clean, right? Reason why I would be out of my short down here is because I would have expected a bounce to the upside there. But yeah, just kind of choppy consolidation. So I'll wait to see if we get something that sets up a little bit later after the live, but not too sure on this one. Not too sure. So on that note, guys, I will wrap it up. Remember, we got giveaways. We've got more giveaways to happen later this week. You want to tune in for a chance to win? More than happy. You want to check out Top 1 Futures. Remember, I'm affiliated and partnered. I can't stand to be unbiased if I stand to make money. 55% off and anytime payouts, code RDF. Link is in the chat. I'm going to throw it in there one more time right before I hop out for those that want to check it out. That is only going to be good for a couple more days, man. If you guys want to check that out, there it is for you. I appreciate you hopping on the stream. Remember, trading's risky. Most traders lose money. If you trade, you're probably going to lose all your money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. I'm just an idiot here yapping on YouTube. For entertainment purposes only, do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded platform accounts, and the affiliate and partners disclaimer that I was just talking about that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content. See you guys in Discord. See you guys here tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. See you everywhere. Trade well. Have a great rest of your day.